Join us for a detailed look at that Colorado forecast. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and today I want to emphasize that it is a just-in-case garage day. I'll explain what that means here in just a second, but if you have access to a garage or a carport, today is a good day in the Denver metro area, and especially points east and south to have the car in there because we could be looking at one or two stronger storms. Again, most of us will not see a storm. Tomorrow is when we see the more widespread action, and then the weekend we cool on down, especially for your Sunday. I'll show you that in just a second. But in terms of today, right, that's the big focus here. We do have that risk for one or two isolated stronger storms. And again, want to reemphasize that 90% of you will not see a storm today. The 10% that do, you'll probably know it. So the main threat will be just to kind of east of Denver and maybe just south of the city along the Palmer Divide as well. That's where we have just enough lift, kind of enough energy just to get those air parcels up high enough to generate some of these stronger storms. And again, where we do see those storms get going, they will be on the stronger side with that possibility for large damaging hail and some damaging straight line winds. But again, that hail potential has me trying to tell you that if you have access to a garage or a carport, and that does include Denver. I just want to make it known that Denver, you're included within that as well. We have just enough moisture that's going to back its way into our area that I'm a little concerned that one or two of us could see a stronger storm with that possibility for some very large hail. Now, you can kind of see some of that moisture here on the satellite and radar imagery. Notice all that cloud cover we had this morning. That is our indication that we've got enough of that energy to potentially supply one or two of those stronger storms for your day today. It's going to be on the warmer side as well, not as hot as what we've seen, but just warm enough as well that we could have, again, one or two of those stronger cells. Now, here's a look at that setup. By about kind of 6, 7 tonight is when we'll probably be looking at our main window in the Denver metro area for that possibility for one or two of those larger storms. But again, just east of the city, you get into central eastern Arapahoe County, central eastern parts of Adams County, as well as maybe out here into Washington, Morgan counties. That's where we're going to have the best chance at seeing, again, some of these storms potentially go gangbusters. We could see, again, that possibility for some pretty large hail in a few spots and some pretty damaging winds. Those storms zip off to the east. We'll be done with these by kind of 9, 10, 11 o'clock or so tonight, although we'll still have one or two storms trying to develop 9, 10 o'clock or so tonight. But the main threat, again, I think for the Denver urban corridor will be probably between about 4 and 5 till about 7 or 8 o'clock or so tonight, with 6 or 7 o'clock probably looking like that primary time window for those storms to develop. Then by the time you get to tomorrow morning, we'll see those storms dissipate, but we'll see some of those redevelop as we get later on into tomorrow. I'll show you that in just a second. Closer look in here at the Front Range and the urban corridor. So Denver, again, most of us stay dry. That is a pretty decent lock at this point. That most of you are probably going to be like, in a few hours, you'll be like, that weather guy was telling me that there's going to be a few storms. There's probably not going to be and we didn't see one happen, right? Okay, I'm just telling you that most of you will not see a storm today, but the ones that do develop will be on the stronger side. And that does include Byers, Strasburg, east, again, central eastern Arapahoe and Adams County. So Deer Trail, seeing that possibly for a stronger storm, and then up by Fort Morgan as well. Get Denver, I'm not ruling it out that we see a stronger storm in Denver because we've got enough of that moisture that's in our area that we could see that here as well. The chances will be higher as you head just a little bit east of town. Now, in terms of those current temperatures, a lot of low to mid 70s for most of us, 80s, some low and maybe even upper 90s. You get up by Baca County and Springfield, 97 for our friends out that way, 60s and 70s in the mountains, and low 80s in the Grand Junction and Meeker. Highs today, I'm going to say this, I don't think we're going to get to 92 here in Denver. I don't think we're going to get, honestly, at this point, anywhere close. Just based on the last hour's worth of observations, we're probably going to top out mid to upper 80s at best for us here in Denver, just because, again, that cloud cover kind of backed a little further than originally thought, and that's why, again, that's kind of kept those temperatures down a little bit. We had a weak cold front push its way on through, and as a result, Denver, 92, I don't think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get probably 86, 87 for your day today. We do have an ozone action alert day. The Front Range, the entire urban corridor included within that, and that will run until 4 o'clock for today. Northwestern Colorado red flag warning that is in place up there by the kind of Dinosaur National Park area, Craig on west, looking at that red flag warning. Tonight, temperatures drop back into the low 60s. Sun sets at 7:40. Tomorrow, 89 degrees, scattered storms. A more widespread shower and storm chance for your day tomorrow than today. So we'll see more storms tomorrow. Today probably looks like the day with the highest potential for some of those storms to turn severe. So today, stronger storms, but less of them. Tomorrow, more storms, but a an overall lower severe weather risk, but we do have a severe weather risk as you get into your day tomorrow. I'll show you that in just a second. As I mentioned, we'll kind of clear these storms on out by tomorrow morning. Then we'll see them redevelop. And notice again, more widespread shower storms across central and eastern Colorado. We do have some in the mountains as well. We do have, again, some storms for us here into maybe even the burn scars, the Cameron Peak, the East Troublesome burn scar, the Williams Fork burn scar, even Calwood burn scar in Boulder County could see some possibilities here of flash flooding. And by the way, yeah, unfortunately, the Grizzly Creek burn scar in western Colorado in the Glenwood Canyon area. Unfortunately, we do have the risk for some flash flooding out that way tomorrow. I would say that tomorrow looks to be the really only day over the next few days that we have a higher risk for some of that flash flooding out there. So if you're traveling on I-70 and you can do it today or tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. We could be looking at some trouble there in Glenwood Canyon. And again, some of the burn scars, that could include, by the way, Rocky Mountain National Park and the East Troublesome burn scar. Keep that in mind for your day tomorrow, as though we could be looking at some storms that produce some flash flooding. Again, we'll have a fair bit of coverage for your day tomorrow as we get a system that works its way through the region. But for that severe weather risk, it'll be probably about Fort Morgan, Lyman on east where we have the higher risk for some stronger storms. Damaging winds will be the main concern in that dark green shaded zone. We'll have to see if we can back this into the Denver area. Unlikely. I think, again, tomorrow for the Denver urban corridor, we'll see some showers and storms around. Maybe one or two of them turn severe, but for the most part, we'll see a kind of quick downpour, some gusty winds, some cloud to ground lightning, and that'll do it. Better chance for some of those stronger storms will be east of the city. Again, Fort Morgan, Lyman on east will have that better chance for seeing some of those storms turning severe. Forecast highs for tomorrow, 80s and 90s for most of us, except the southeastern corner of the state, 102 for us in Lamar, 60s and 70s as you get into the mountains, and 90 for us in Grand Junction. 7-day forecast looks like this. Upper 80s for tomorrow, as I mentioned, 94. So we really go right back to the heat on your Friday. Then by Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get a pretty strong cold front work its way out through the region late on Saturday. That'll lead to widespread storms. I mentioned this yesterday as well, that if you're planning ahead for the weekend and you're looking for a drier day of the weekend, I would say that Sunday looks a bit drier than Saturday at this point. We'll still have some storms around on your Sunday, but at this point, it looks like the front moves its way through on Saturday, and as a result, I do think that Saturday will be the day with more showers and storms than Sunday. Early next week, right back to the heat, above average for this time of year. We're typically in the mid-80s this time of year, so it's getting kind of late in the season for us to be talking about temperatures as warm as what we are looking at, but we'll have that. And by the way, a quick look there at the weekend ahead, where we will be looking at some 90s for your Saturday, and then for your Sunday, right back down into the low to mid-80s. That will feel pretty nice, I would imagine. Thanks for joining us for your Chris Bianchi in the 9 News Weather Center.